Hi guys, my name is Steph and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my July wrap-up and my August TBR. So, let's get into it. So, for the month of July, I had originally given myself a goal of 3 books for the month, and I didn't actually make that goal. I only read 2 books by the end of this month. I just started the 3rd one that I wanted to read, but there's no way I'm gonna finish it. And I mean, like, I guess excuses are just excuses, but I was pretty busy towards like the middle and the end of this month. I'm just starting to get into college, so I had orientation and like dealing with class schedules and like all this different stuff that's been like coming my way recently. So the first book that I read this month was Wintergirls by Laurie Halse Anderson, and I had done a compare and contrast video between Wintergirls and Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson, so I'll kind of put that link over like in the section over here if I can, hopefully. Unfortunately, my memory is always horrible, so what I can say is that I remember that this book was really touching and like it kind of put you in the mood to think about like your self-image and how you cope with loss. So Leah was the main character, and she was going through like anorexia, and she was also in a way fighting depression because her best friend died, and she almost felt like she was at fault for it. So this was kind of a really like stressing book on how she kind of got through that in her life. So I gave it about, I think, a 4 out of 5 stars. I'm not really sure. I'll link my review to the book from Goodreads down below so you guys can check that out. Okay, so the second book that I read was The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater, and well, first of all, I finished this book at 1:30, almost 2 o'clock this morning. I was kind of in the last 60 pages, so I decided to just get through it any way I could. This book was amazing. Oh my god, it makes me love Maggie Stiefvater so much more. She's already one of my favorite authors, and this book kind of solidifies that. When I first opened the book and I started reading, I was a little skeptical because, again, she wrote from dual point of views, and when I had gone and read through the entire Shiver trilogy, reading from multiple point of views, like, I had liked it at first, but then towards like the end of the series, I was kind of done with seeing everybody's point of view. Like, at that point, like, I was kind of fed up, and I'm like, I never want to see dual point of view or even quadruple point of view again. So I was a little skeptical, but surprisingly this book was so amazing to me. Even though I had to read from the 2 points of views, they were so different, but they kind of had something similar in their sense, so you can kind of see how the characters Sean and Puck were alike in a way. I can't even like explain to you what this book was about. This book was about finding happiness and whether or not you should let something go to find your happiness. And this book, I just, look at me, I can't even get over it. It was so good for me. I love this. A lot of books sometimes, especially when they're action-packed, it kind of takes a while for it to get started up, and you know, it's not that this book was action-packed and exciting from the very beginning, but she would, like, Maggie Stiefvater would kind of put little snippets of, like, some aggression or some violence or, you know, something to kind of keep the grip on the book in every chapter, every other chapter, so you were always, like, really anxious to get to, like, race day, which is towards the end of the book. I flew through those last pages so quickly. I love Puck's character so much because I feel like I can relate to her, where when she grew up, she was really, like, she was outspoken, and she was just, like, this crude little girl, and she would just say things that, you know, her mom would be like, no, don't say that. So I was definitely a little monster when I grew up, and it's not that it went away, it's just that I knew how to control it and when to kind of let that out. And the same with Puck, where even though she knows that she's still a girl compared to all these grown men, she's still strong, and she's not going to let them tell her that she belongs at home, or, you know, she doesn't deserve to be on the beach. And I just related to her character so much because she you know, she's starting to become an adult and she doesn't quite see it when she looks in the mirror, but she knows that other people see it when they look at her. So she's in that transition between being a child and being an adult, and this is pretty much just how she faces things, and I relate to the voice of her character so well. And then Sean's character is really different because he doesn't say much, but he says what needs to be said. Like, you can kind of see how the two characters started to, like, love each other, and I don't know, I just feel so strongly for this book. So I gave this one a 5 stars, and I will also link the review down below. So definitely check this book out. I love you, Maggie Stiefvater. I'm fangirling right now. Oh my god, this book was so good. I'm gonna buy this book because I did rent it from the library, but I want it, and I'm gonna buy it signed so that I can add to my signed book collection of Maggie Stiefvater. So for my August TBR, I'm going to renew one of the books that I was supposed to read for July, and that is Across the Universe by Beth Revis. And I had already read the synopsis for the book, but I'll read it. No, I'm not really going to read it again. It's pretty much about Amy and how her and her parents are on the spaceship, and she was woken up 100 years before they were supposed to be woken up because someone tried to kill her, and so her and Elder are connecting, and I actually kind of like skimmed through the pages, and again, it's another book with dual point of views, so I'm still a skeptic about dual point of views, but I'm going to give this book a chance, and I'm going to let you guys know at the end of this month how I felt about it. Another book that I'm going to be reading is No Turning Back by Brian Anderson, and this is a book given to me by my school. It's part of the common reading, like the summer reading, I guess, and they gave this to us during orientation, so I have to read it. It sounds so unhappy about this, but I've never been a fan of school reading. I think I've only liked maybe 2 books ever that I've read for school. I'd really like it if you guys could leave a comment down below if you guys have ever heard of this book, or you know, what you've heard, how you felt about it. The word conquer has changed meaning for Brian Anderson. As a U.S. Army surgeon in Iraq, it meant taking down the enemy after becoming the Iraq War's 4th triple amputee from a roadside explosive. What he had to conquer got a bit more personal. On October 23rd, 2005, the moment Brian looked down and realized he no longer had legs, he cracked a joke. It was a tragedy that could break many, but Brian transformed it into something positive, something that propelled him forward. Despite grueling surgeries and rehabilitation, his goal has always been bigger than simply walking again. Making the most of life, he went for it, learning how to snowboard, water ski, rock climb, and skateboard with his condition, even winning himself some gold medals to place next to his Purple Heart. In this inspiring memoir, Brian shares his infectious love for life that will touch anyone who's faced hardship. Anyone in circumstance can overcome the toughest challenges, not by just surviving, but thriving. No Turning Back is a testament to pure hard work, perseverance, and hope for a better life, no matter what shape it takes. So I'm gonna definitely try to get through this before the end of August, because I will be tested on this when the first week of school starts. So good luck to me. And another book that I'm going to try to read is one that I've tried to read a couple times, and this was for my senior year of high school. This was part of the summer reading. It's Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. I've heard a lot of great things, and I don't know, I feel like now that I'm kind of out of like the kicking and screaming phase of high school, I should give it a chance. I had left off on page like 35, but I'm just going to go back to the beginning because there's no point in starting off where I don't remember. I know that the whole point of this book is that it's kind of talking about how the man is always watching you, and how when we conform to society, like all as one figure, you know, there's really, I don't know what to tell you about this book. I know that's good. I've heard people say that's good. I've heard a lot of people that they've liked it, so I'm gonna read it and hopefully I'll like it. I'm pretty bad with liking school books, so again, good luck to me, but hopefully I will enjoy it. So that is my July wrap up and my August TBR, and hopefully this month I can actually get through it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.